Well, hello folks, and welcome to another video. So this is the third video in the series of games that I play, and in this one we're going to take a look at Farming Simulator 19. So this is the last in the series of Farming Simulator videos that I have. I believe, as I said before, they do them every other year, so in theory the next one should be Farming Simulator 21, but we'll see what that happens on that. That'll probably be on the PS5, I would think. Anyway guys, so we're at the main page, or the main screen if you like. So exactly the same as before, we have career, multiplayer and tutorial, blah blah blah. Mods are exactly the same again, that we can do some mods, same as before. Now again, I'm not going to go into the mods too much. What I would do is in some future videos about these three games, we'll look at them a little bit more in depth and do some more actual farming if you like. So the same as before, less talking, more farming. So what we do is just jump into the career game again. So the main menu at the beginning is pretty much the same as all the other ones. So we've only got one save game. So this farm is on Ravensport Farm, and my farm is called the Cat's Whiskers Farm, because on this one you can actually rename your farm. So just press the X to continue, and again you can see these are the mods that I've put into the game. Again, we will go into how we do the mods in future videos. So we just press X again to start the game. So the game loads up. This one can be quite slow to load up in certain times. I think it depends on how many actual extra mods that you put into the game. So as you can see guys, we're about to jump into the farm when we get past 95% anyway. Don't worry guys, I'll speed this bit up. So there we are guys, so X to jump into the farm. So in this game, as in all the other farming simulator games, we tend to sort of jump into the game on our farm or farmyard. Now there's lots of mods we can do on this one, and one of the things that I like about this one, which you can actually change the time. If you go into your house, you can actually go to sleep. So you just press, I won't show you, but you actually press left 3 or L3, and you can actually, I'm a surfer as well, look. Where's my bedroom? Anyway, I digress. So you press the L3 and you can say how many times that you want to, how many hours that you want to go to sleep for. So basically this is my farmyard, so that's my farmhouse. There's lots of things that I've actually done modifications on here, but so guys, we're not going to get heavily into the mods on that at the minute. But so here's some of my machines. We're just going to have a quick look around the farmyard. So when I do to run, you push the left analog stick forward and then press right 2, and you can actually run. So what I've done here, this is basically a workshop or garage. That's one of the buildings that you can add yourself. One criticism of this game guys is the audio isn't very good at all. That's another one of my vehicles just parked up, and I think what we've got to do first of all is guess where we're going to visit. We're going to visit the chicken enclosure and look for you know who. Where is he hiding? Is that him? Yeah. There you go guys, that's my magnificent cock. So there you go guys. So it's exactly the same as before. You just, now you don't have to yes you do actually. In this game I'm going backwards. In this game you have to actually buy everything. You don't get any, you don't even get the chicken enclosure or coop or whatever you want to call it. That's one of my vehicles up there. You don't actually get, you have to buy everything and build it. You have to buy, if you want cattle or sheep or pigs, you have to buy everything. Oh, I've got a bit of a scrap yard here. Look, here's my scrap cars. That was the one that my wife drove, that one there. She had a bit of an accident. So again, you start off with just a very limited amount of fields. So in this game, it's these three that you start off with. And you just start off with a couple of, you start off with the yellow combined harvester there. And these two little red tractors here, which are pretty much the identical starting vehicles that you have in all the other farming games. Now, before we go into the things I like about it, or before we take a look at the farm, there's a couple of things that I certainly don't like about the game, and the first one, as I have mentioned, is the audio. Now, it's okay at the minute, the ambient audio, which you can turn up, but when you're in your actual vehicles driving around, the audio is quite poor. There's a lot of people on the forums have been saying the same, that the closer you are to the vehicle, the louder the engine sound is. But sometimes if you're gaming, you're playing a game, you don't want to be right up close to the vehicle, you want to be further away, and the audio is pretty poor. Well, that's another one of my fields behind you in there. So yeah, the audio is pretty poor. Graphics are absolutely lovely. The other criticism is that it takes so long to earn any money, because you'll harvest this field, put the whatever it produces into your silos, but then when you sell it, you can actually sell it for very little money, and then you have to buy more seeds to grow stuff, and then it just eats into your profits and your money. So it just takes such a long time to make any money. So much so that there was a, shall we say, a little cheat involved in the game, similar to the other ones, whereby you can make money for nothing. So guys, that's pretty much my farmyard. Now, you can change the whole, you can do a lot of landscaping here. And it's very, very difficult. I said in another video I will try and demonstrate how to do some landscaping. So what we'll do now, guys, we will jump into the next, we'll just jump into the next area. So with the magic of video editing, we will catch you in the first of my little areas. So there we are, guys, we're at the first of my areas, or my what would you call it? Yeah, well, areas. We'll call it areas of the farm. Now, this was initially a field, just a normal flat field like this, but I've modified this one and done some modifying, and I've turned this into and you can change all of the ground textures and such like, and I've modified this and turned it into something that's no longer a field. So let's take a walk over and I'll show you what we've done. So this this field has actually been changed into a horse paddock or horse enclosure, and I have 2 horses. Now, briefly with the horses, what you do is you buy your horses, you tend for them, a bit the same as the other things, and you ride them around, and then the more you ride them, so that one's called Odin, and the more you, in this one, would you believe, it's called Karen. It's called, named after my wife. Don't tell her I said that. So we're going to ride Karen. Oh dear, so many innuendos are going to come onto that, innit? So basically what you do, guys, you can ride the horses, and you can basically, it's exercising them, and then oh dear. We'll try that one again, shall we? Right. Kept still. Right, here we go. We'll try that one again, guys. We're now going to jump over this. Yay! Right, so what you do is you just press the right 2, and the more you press it, the faster you run. And then left 2 to slow down, basically. But what was I saying? Anyway, guys, so the you exercise your horses, and then when you get them to 100% fitness, you can sell them. So that's one of the sort of neat things with the game that you can do. Right, let's see if we can jump it back into there. You can even walk backwards, look. So other things you've got to do to the horses as well. You obviously have to send your cattle, feed them, etc. But you've also got to clean them. So that's really the horse enclosure. So with the horse enclosure, now this whole area I've actually turned from just a field. So this whole area is now dedicated to horses. All of this is all landscaping that I've done all around here. There's a horse box there. So again, exactly the same as before, you have to put feed into the field or bedding into the field. So I'm not going to go too much into that sort of thing in this game. I'll show it in more depth on a more in-depth view of this game, I suppose, guys. So that's stored hay and straw for the bedding for the animals. Right, so somewhere over here, aha, I got a dog somewhere. So somewhere over here is one of the, if you like, the little cheats. So these signs here, right, so quickly explain these signs. So these are one of the mods that you can install into the game. So what you do is you install these signs, and in effect it does the same as the bright green glowing boxes in the Farming Simulator 17. It credits you with certain amount of funds, 10,000 credits per hour, I believe, might be 1,000. So for every sign you get a government subsidy. So it's a way of earning money for doing nothing, which I suppose we all like to do that. Oh, where have I come? Oh, I've never been here before. I wonder if I can balance on there. Got to try it, haven't you? Ah, right, I wonder, is there anything I can steal while I'm up here? Anyway, I digress. Let's jump. Oh, I'm on top of the building now. Anyway, let's stop faffing around. So that's just a way of earning money, guys, I suppose. Into the, you know, it is a bit of a cheat, I suppose, but the game is so difficult to actually make any money quickly that it is quite difficult to stick with it, if you like, guys. So what do, guys? We're gonna have another walk around, see if we can take somewhere else to look at, guys. So just bear with me a minute. So folks, we've now come to one of the sort of far top ends of the maps, and this is my field here, one of several that I've bought. This is being harvested now. I don't know. This is now this combine is actually one of the modifications. Let's see if it'll go. I don't think it might be full. The seeder might be full. but we'll actually try it and see. But this one's a modification. Now, going back to complaints, these fields are an odd shape, and the problem is we'll hire a worker for this job. And the problem, because these fields are an odd shape, when you hire a worker and he works the field, because they're not square and in a uniform shape, you always end up with little bits left. And that's the big Massey Ferguson combine. As you can see in the bottom right, that's so we're harvesting barley at the minute. We're got 99% full of hopper, and actually that is absolutely full to the brim. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to see if I can find a vehicle to unload that, and just sort of give you a quick demo of how we unload this combine. So just hang with me a minute, guys. So folks, we've come to a slightly different part of the farm. I'm not going to turn round because that'll give a game away, but we're going to get in this lorry. Now this lorry is actually one of the modifications that you can get. So I'm going to show you what this one does. This is one of them sliding jobbers, look. That's how they work. So guys, one of them roll on, roll off, something like that, containers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this over to stop the engine and got out, what fool. I'm going to drive this over to hopefully where our combine harvester is patiently waiting. I should just go charging across the field. We don't need to worry too much about the crops. Not quite sure where we're going at the minute. I think we need to go in a straight line, guys. So I'll have a look at the view from the cab. Where are we going? You can remember where we got to go, folks? Oh, doing a bit of off-roading now. Where's me? I think I got lost in a minute. Perhaps it's this way. Bear with me, guys. Nope, we're lost. Right. Is that us down there? Nope. Right, I need to look at the map, I think. Well, I think we'll go for a little drive around I think I've got to go all the way around there. I've got to go to field 13, guys. That's where I'm going to go. Well, that's where I think I'm going to go. So we'll just enjoy the ride, I think, guys. Don't worry, folks, I'll speed this up. We'll speed it up so you ain't got to put up with it for too long. Right, that's it. Right, now I know where we're going now, guys, don't worry. Straight across the field, because I think he's in this top corner somewhere. There he is. And, oops, just go underneath that, and that's what we do. So the actual process is very much the same as all the other farming simulators, just that the graphics is better, and you can do much more with this game in the way of modifications and landscaping, so I'm not going to get into that at the moment. We've got to back up because I'm running down. So we're going to go dump this over at, I think, did I spy a silo in the, oh, was that a silo over there somewhere? Where did I see a silo? No, that's a water tank. Make our way back to the road. It's always the best policy is to drive on the road, I found. So we're now going to head to one of the areas that I've made a massive modification. Right, hitting that tree, of course. So on our right hand side is the biogas, I think it is. One of the things I found with this, you have to buy the land that this is on first before you can actually make use of it, strangely enough. So this is one of the areas that I have massively modified. Right, so first thing, so this is one of the first modifications I've put in, which is this silo, which I can dump my stuff off of. Start overloading, so I've got the runner there. I'll just park over somewhere here and I will give you a quick walk around. This area was one massive field. So what we're going to show you first now, this is the cattle enclosure. I don't think I've got any cattle in here yet. But this area here has been greatly modified, not what we're looking at from here basically, because before you can do any with any cattle, you have to build a cattle enclosure. Oh, I've got one cow in there. So you have to build all of this. So again, it wasn't as easy as that sounds. We'll explain that in another video, but we have to build all of this to make your cattle enclosure. And as with any farm animals, you need to feed them, so you need to make water and your mixed rations of feed. So that's why I've got that large fields we just come from with it's going to be your straw, not your straw. Yeah, the straw comes from that one, and over here, this big field in front of us where all these machines are, we'll have a look at in a minute. That is grass, so we turn that into just as grass, or we can put that into the silos, which we were compass we'll have a look at in a minute. But that's just silo which you turn it into grass. You can turn it into hay, or you can turn it into silage. You need that to feed the cattle, so that's why it's close here. So these are my various machines that I actually need to do the job. So that's so this one here is a lawnmower for cutting the grass. That's a tractor set up with a water tanks we need for feeding water, and then we've got various tractors for doing various jobs, ploughing fields, cutting grass, all sorts of stuff, feeding, seeding, etc. Right, so let's take a look into the actual biogas plant. All this, so again, you need to buy all this, but once this is full up, again we put a top on it and we turn it into silage. So this will be the vehicle that I use to load it into the like in the other game. So let's go back to this one. So we need that to level the silage. And then, I'm not sure where it is on this particular area, but when that turns into silage, we can actually turn it into gas. Now, I think it's that we chuck it in, I'm not sure. Yes, we chuck it into there. and it turns it into well, I've been down here, let's have a look. Oh, I can't get out. Oh, I'll go back up there. So basically same as the other one, it's a biogas plant, but I haven't really bothered with that too much because I'm growing this, or producing this for feeding my cattle when they come along. Right, so that's basically all this. As I said guys, all this has been as a mod, and this field has all been modified and changed. There's roadways in it. This is what I've put in. There's this sort of little dirt track here. So what I'll do guys, we're going to jump into this lorry and we'll take a drive over to the other area. So we're approaching the two areas that I've built. Turn the engine off, save diesel. Right, this first area is sheep's. Mary had a little lamb and all that. Right, so the same sort of thing, you've got to produce sheep. So again, produce sheep, you got to for your sheep to produce, you have to have water, excuse me guys, water and grass and that sort of thing to produce, for the sheep to produce your bales of wool, which will be dumped around here somewhere that you have to pick up. I think I've picked some up, so there probably won't be any. And again, opening the animal dialogue gets to buy your sheep. And here is the pig enclosure. Now, in case you're wondering why these are so close together, it's difficult to explain, but it's very, when you put in your enclosures, you've got to be very selective. The land has to be absolutely flat, otherwise they end up in the sky. But again, I will demonstrate that in another video. So this is where the pigs live. They are rather close. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. So let me see if I can jump into the animal dialogue box and we can actually see what they're up to. So if you just bear with me, folks. So there we are, guys. We're into the animal sort of dialogue box, if you like. So what we can see is that the sheep. So each is slightly different to the other one. So. See, so sheep, we got two black and white sheep. We have one brown one and one black one. And on the, so that basically gives you all the information we need to know. The cleanliness is 100%, but they're very low on water, and their grass and hay, food's okay. So that's it. And then you can go down to the pig one. So again, we have one pink pig, one white pig, and one black pig, and one black and white pig. And this is exactly the same procedure. See, their productivity is 79%, cleanliness is 100%. They definitely want some water, they got straw, and they want wheat or barley, and they want soybeans and cannelloni and potatoes. And that's all in order to get them to produce at 100%. Which they won't be unless that all them boxes are showing green. And then go further down, that's the cows. So we got the cow pasture, so we have one cow. So it's 100% cleanliness, water is okay, straw is okay, but you see the total mixed rations and the hay and silage need to be dealt with, but that's something we need to go further into the game. And then here's our chickens. So that's basically, chickens want cleaning because it's 0% cleanliness. Here's the rooster, and here's the horses. So again, this is the whole thing. So that needs, don't be rude now guys, but Karen needs riding again because that has to be green across the board. and Odin needs riding as well, and that's the value of it as they stand. So the idea being that they get them to much more value and then you can sell them. But there you go guys, that's basically the animal dialogue box. So we're back at the pig pen, looking at the pig pen. So where else can we dive to? We'll see where we can jump into guys, so just bear with me again. So guys, this is one of the new things that you can do on the farm, and it's harvesting cotton. So that is your cotton harvester. That picks up the cotton and produces bales of cotton, and this is a special machine for picking up the bales of cotton when it's produced. But I haven't got any cotton going at the minute guys, but if I jump through this break in the wall where I had a little crash, this is where I will be producing my cotton. At the minute, the last crop on here was oats, as you can see guys. And that's one of the new things I think on this game, or more information, is you get field info, so it says who owns it. The fruit crop type was oats, or the last one. It is harvested and it needs fertilizing. So each field has its own little dialogue box. What we do is guys, just want to dive over to what we do is just dive over to the shop or the garage where you can buy your stuff from. We'll have a look at what's in there. So hang on a minute guys. So there we are guys, we're at Carlo's Reliable Motors. Right, so this is basically, that's my pickup there. Now the reason I left the pickup there is because if you ever want to come back to the garage, instead of driving, you just jump from vehicle to vehicle until you're in the one you want, and that's just waiting to be moved. So let's jump into the actual shop. You can actually see what so we're going to the shop menu. So there's your shop menu. Right, so pretty self-explanatory, I know. So you got different tractors, small, medium and large. So if you wanted to go into the large tractors, there's your tractors. Now the information along the bottom tells you basically things about the tractor. So it tells you the horsepower, fuel, maximum speed. I own one of them, and the more critical thing is if you look in the bottom of that box where you just see the little tiny squares with the -3. Well, that tractor takes 3 slots. Now you only get a limited amount of slots, so you can only have a limited amount of vehicles, so certain vehicles will use up more slots. So see that one there, see that's 3 slots, that one will take up 23 slots. That's 15 slots, that's 12, but you only got a limited amount of slots guys. So you can't just go and buy every vehicle in the game because you won't have enough space. So there's, if you wanted to grow sugar cane, that's again a new thing. See, so that one takes 31 slots, so I probably wouldn't have enough space. Yeah, I think so. If you look at on the top there where there's little squares again, it's 0/0. I think that's because I've got no spaces left. But that's all your machines that you can buy. There are different, so that's all your powered vehicles if you like guys, yeah. Wheel loaders, miscellaneous telehandlers, that sort of thing. And the next one over it is your trailers and such like. So here's your harrows, cotton technology, all the stuff that you need. So you buy as per your needs. So if you have a combine, you have to buy different headers. That's the bit that goes on the front, so that's a corn header. So you have to have different headers for different crops. So if we was to go into something like, let's go into a subsoiler. So these are subsoilers. So you can use that instead of a plough basically. But again, they're showing you, see these are okay, you haven't got that first one, doesn't use any slots. Oop, back too far guys there. See, so it's basically exactly the same as the other game, just a bit more modern. Right, so let's jump to the next one. So these are the objects that you can buy. So if you didn't produce enough bales, you can buy them. There's your pallets of bits and pieces. So your pallet, that's your fertilizers, your seeds, and all sorts of things on that one. That's again your feed bags, seed bags, and that sort of thing. If we go along to the next one, this is the miscellaneous things you can buy. A lot of them are decorations, so that's a farmhouse, so you can buy that. I already own one of them, as you can see, guys. Car making a strange noise down the street. These are basically just decorations to the game. They don't actually add anything you can use, they just add decorations to the game. Certain things you can use, there's your animal pens I just showed you. So if you buy a dog house, you get a dog. So there's all your different, see, chicken coop, Lorry's chicken coop. See, that's all your different bits and pieces that you have to buy before you can do anything. And lastly, this is the landscaping mode. This is very, very difficult. Again, I'll give you a demonstration of what you can do, but this is a landscaping mode. I'm not going to do anything because that's a video on its own, but that's what you will be looking at if you want to do some landscaping mode. But we're not going to bother with that. So there you go, guys. So that's the farmyard. No, it's not. It's where you buy your tractors and such like. Now this game has a train that regularly runs. How long shall I stand on the track? If I stand on the track, will I get run over? Probably. But there is a train that regularly runs round, and you can actually jump in and out of the train if you want to. Oh, I believe that's a train coming. Oh, crap. Well, there you go. That's it. You want to be a train spotter. So that just runs regularly around the track, guys, and you can actually be part of that and use it to transport your sort of gear around, your load and that. And so another posh house. If there's anything in there. Anyway, guys, that's really it for this farm. It's really just a quick demonstration of the farm and what it looks like compared to the other games. So I'm going to go into the Good Coast restaurant, and so I'm going to get there's a cash point there. I don't need any money. I can check my finances. Oh, look at that line. I don't need to. Do I need to repay any loans? No, I haven't got any loans. I don't need to repay it. That's my finances, guys. Anyway, I'm going to go into the restaurant here and have myself a burger. So I'm just going to sit down here and have a burger. So I hope you've enjoyed this little visit to Farming Simulator 19. As I said, guys, now that we've actually visited all of the farms, I will actually spend a little bit of time on each farm now, basically just doing some farming on each one, so you can get a feel for how much difference there are between the Farming Simulator and Farming Simulator 19 and Farming Simulator 15. So how much of an improvement and the difference in gameplay. Anyway, guys, so I said I'm going to have a burger and a beer or something at the restaurant. So I hope you've enjoyed this little visit to Farming Simulator 19, a little insight into what it looks like. So until the next video, guys, we'll see you all again soon. Bye bye for now.